everyone, me again. Welcome back to xameliax, and if you are new, hello to you too. My name is Amelia and we film all kinds of videos on this channel, everything from beauty to fashion to travel, and we throw some lifestyle vlogs in there as well. So if you like my face, if you find this video helpful, then click the subscribe button and stick around for a while. So today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. I don't know if this falls into the beauty category or the lifestyle category or just the help, I need some advice category. But I'm going to be talking about my leg burn that I got about 2 months ago, I would say, and how I've managed to make it heal so well. Before we go any further, I would just like to say, if you currently have a burn and you're looking for advice, this isn't the video for you. This is for like aftercare of the initial treatment stage, so please get some help. And also, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional. If you're already subscribed to this channel, you will know I'm just a lowly YouTuber, but this is just my experience that we had, and the products that I used and sort of what I did to help it heal. Because when I'd done it, after the initial like healing stage, I really struggled to find help for this particular type of burn and how I could help it not scar or not leave like a really big scar. So that's why I thought this video might be useful, because I personally struggled to find this information when I was looking for it. But you know, everyone's different, everybody's body heals and deals with things in different ways, but yeah, I think this really worked for me. So my burn, it was actually done in the most ridiculous way. We were at home during the coronavirus pandemic, where we were in lockdown and told not to leave the house, so we were just sitting in front of the telly, as we've done a lot of over the last 3 months, and my boyfriend bought in a big mug of tea for me to enjoy. I popped it down next to me, took my eyes off it for 2 seconds, and our lovely little dog jumped on the sofa and knocked over the tea, which went all down the side of me. So it kind of, I think it must have sort of seeped into the cushion of the sofa and sort of gone under, because the scar is kind of almost on my bum. It's like at the top of my leg near my bum, which was obviously really painful for when it was healing because I couldn't sit down properly. But yeah, it just kind of went under me and I jumped up, screamed. It was so painful. Luckily I had pajamas on, so I had something in between my skin and the tea. I think if I hadn't have had those on, it would have been even worse. But yeah, we just kind of went into panic, first aid mode. I will leave a link down below to the NHS website and what they say to do is best practice when you get a burn. And it was very painful. I had blisters about the size of my palm, and it was bad. So I will pop up a picture here, trigger warning, squeamish warning. I'll pop up a picture of what it looked like the day after I'd done it, just so you can see just how red and blistered and sore it was. So I'm gonna pop that up now. Look away if don't want to see it. And 111 told us to pop cling film over it, tape it down, and just sort of just to protect the wound overnight, and that's it. That's kind of the advice that we got, was just cling film it and protect the wound, right? So it was a couple of days of cling filming, changing it, gently sort of rinsing anything away that obviously it's my body trying to heal the wound. And it got to the stage where we're a bit like, okay, what do we do now? Like, we've got past the emergency burn situation, we're keeping it covered, but what do we do now? I actually phoned my GP then and had a phone consultation. Again, couldn't go down to the GP, couldn't see them in person, she couldn't see it, so it was a case of taking a picture of it, emailing it over. Thank goodness for technology, eh? And she said, right, you need to go to the pharmacy and find some dressings. So I did, went to the pharmacy. They honestly didn't really have a clue what to do. But yeah, eventually they gave me some dressings. Now, I think these dressings were the thing that really helped in this wound healing as well as it has. We have actually ordered some on Amazon. They haven't arrived yet, so I can't show you, otherwise I would, just to keep in the drawer for an emergency. So like in a first aid kit at home, which we should all have, by the way. I've got a blog post on this, so I'll leave a link to that down below. If you haven't got a first aid kit at home, you should. But this is something that I didn't have in it, that I would have in it moving forward. And what they were, the reason why I've ordered them off Amazon as well is because they were so expensive in the pharmacy. We spent £30 on dressings to cover 5 days. But at the time, we just needed them then and there. But basically, they're like these little squares of gauze, and they're wet. And you can see all the ingredients and stuff on the link that I'll leave below, but they're kind of like these wet floppy pieces of gauze that you put over the wound, and then you need a dressing to go over it, like a padded dressing. So I'll leave a link for those as well, that you put on top of that, because obviously the gauze is wet, and then you tape it to your burn, or you know, wherever. Which I'll leave the links down below to get all of that stuff. And what it does is it actually keeps the wound wet. Now, contrary to popular belief, and when I was brought up, we were always taught, oh, let it air. Keep it uncovered, let the wound air and it will heal. Which, you know, might still be the case for a lot of wounds, but for a burn, it's actually better to keep it wet, but wet with the right stuff. And whatever was in this magical gauze, it was like someone had flipped a switch and it instantly started to heal. And I used those for about 5 days, and I'm not even joking you when I say it just completely healed. It was incredible. It was so good. So I swear by those, and they're in my drawer for heaven forbid this doesn't happen again, by the way. Where's some wood so I can touch it? Damn it, I've only got cheap IKEA MDF. But yeah, I think they're a really good thing to sort of have in your drawer just in case. And they helped heal the wound. So at the very least, the wound was closed. So by that time, everything had healed, but it was very red, purple, kind of like purple red, big patch where the blisters, the main 2 blisters were on my leg. And it was very, very obvious. And the next thing that I used was silicone. So in my research, I found a few people suggesting that silicone is actually a really good thing to use. So you can get 2 versions of it. You can get it in a gel. You can also get it in like a little pad thing that you sort of like stick on, peel off and reuse. They're apparently the best, but the problem I had was my scar was too big. And in a really awkward position, so I went with the gel. Now this stuff is expensive AF. I'm pretty sure this was like £17 for this teeny tiny thing. However, a little goes such a long way, and I've barely used any of it. So, you know, it's worth paying the money because it stays around for ages. And you're supposed to put it on twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. Let it dry for a little bit before you put your clothes on. And it sort of like almost gives it a barrier, but starts to help it heal. And apparently this is really good for like keloid scars, is that what they're called? The ones where things have to sort of close up again. I think that's mainly what it's for, but it's also very good for other scars. And for me, it just kind of almost helped protect the skin to let it do its thing underneath this protective layer, without having to dress it, without having to cover it. And that was brilliant in the in-between of once it's healed and sealed over, then I used this. And then the final sort of stage for me were, I guess, the superficial products that go on right at the very end. And these were actually recommended to me by a friend who has a lot of scarring. She's had a C-section and stuff, and they're from The Ordinary, which is a really cheap brand. So after paying all that money for those gauze, for that gauze at the pharmacy, and then paying £17 for this, I was very pleased that these were cheap products. I think they were about £5 each, or one of them was 10, one of them was 5. Like they're cheap, right? And I think they're actually meant to be for your face, for like acne scarring and that kind of stuff, but obviously you can use it anywhere. And the first one was the, what's it called? Niacinamide 10% and zinc 1%. So zinc is really good for helping things heal, right? So this is like it says it's a high strength vitamin and mineral blemish formula. So it's good for helping things heal. And then the other one is a 1% retinol. Now, do your research about retinol and your skin type and what's going to be better, because this is only 1%. It can go up a lot higher, it can be a lot stronger, but obviously that's a lot more expensive, and retinol will help to fade scarring basically. So I just kind of use these products as the final step in the scar healing routine, I guess. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, I am really happy with how my scar looks. It's probably about 2 months on, so there's still a lot of healing to go, and it's only going to get better. I genuinely think in about a year we're probably not going to even see this at all, because even now, well, I have to look in the mirror because it's like round the back end. But even now, you have to really look to see it. I'm gonna give you a little close-up and show you what my scar looks like now. So the scar is literally around there somewhere. So you can see from what it looked like at the start and how angry it was, just how well it is healed. I'm really pleased with it. So I will leave links to everything down below if you're in the same situation and you're looking for answers like I was. Obviously everyone's different, it might not work for you, but if it does, I'd be chuffed. And if you've got any questions, pop them in the comment section. I mean, I'm not a professional, but I've been through it, so I can maybe help. And if anybody else has got any other tips as well, leave them down below, and we can hopefully help other people who are in the same situation moving forward. But thank you very much for watching. If this has been helpful, please do give it a giant thumbs up so other people can find it. And if you fancy sticking around and come to have a look at some of my other videos, why the hell not? Nobody can judge you. Click the subscribe button, have a look around, you might find something else that's really helpful. But yeah, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!
Yeah, looks like it.
Ooh.